I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Welcome to the Global Church without walls, without borders, without regimentation, without routine. And we've been dwelling on the book of Ruth. There is a video I did earlier on Ruth from scarcity to stability. How she met Boaz, that was said in Ruth chapter 2, verse 1. Now, Naomi had a relative on her husband's side from the clan of Elimelech, a man of standing whose name was Boaz. In this Bible, Ruth chapter 2, verse 1. Now, Ruth chapter 2, verse 1. Say a wealthy man, Ruth 2, verse 1. And Naomi had a kinsman of her husbands, a mighty man of wealth, of the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. A mighty man of wealth. Did he run to Moab? No. Elimelech, Naomi, Mahlon, and Chilion went to Moab because of famine. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Famine, because there is mine and there is famine. And Naomi returned empty according to her, because Elimelech, Mahlon, and Chilion Yamutunized. Remember, I have a webinar coming up on the 7th of February, on the 21st of February by 7 p.m. Nigerian time. It's going to be on endless opportunities and limitless possibilities. Going to be wow. People already registering from all over the world. Send a WhatsApp message to +234 80 21 21 92 62 to register you. Early registration has a discount of 5,000 naira. Late registration, you will pay the full amount. Now, what was the cause of the famine? Number one, there are economic cycles. Every 6 to 10 years, there is a boom, a bubble, a bust, bubble, bust. Who are those that do well when there is a famine? Number one, you see that Boaz was a man who had a covenantal relationship with God. How do I know that? He was a descendant of Rahab, the harlot from Jericho, that had a covenant with God. And Salmon, who historically is said to be one of the spies that went there. For somebody to risk his life to go and spy Jericho, and for somebody to risk her life to save those two spies, they must have loved God. And Rahab was considered righteous, if you read in the book of Hebrews. So, that covenanted lifestyle will have been transmitted to Boaz. Number two, he had a good spirit. You can see that when he approached his farm, he greeted his workers. May the Lord be with you. And the workers said, may the Lord bless you. When Ruth went to meet him at night, he did not behave like the wicked relative of Elimelech, who was closest to Elimelech than Boaz. And then you will see that he was generous. He told them to deliberately drop some things, some sheaf of barley down for her to pick. And then he also invited her to come and eat and gave her food to take home to her mother-in-law. So he was a good man. He was a considerate man. He was also a man of integrity. when there is scarcity, you need integrity. I was able to do real estate with people in the diaspora because they trusted me. Those that went to make inquiries about me, they would tell them, it's Dr. Apoki, leave that area. One of my friends was able to be so generous to me because when I bought a land for him, I didn't collect the normal agency fee of 1.25 million. And at another time, I had a profit of 1 million that somebody paid extra because of a dispute in the transaction. And he told me to take it. Integrity. And I'm managing a lot of resources for him. Integrity. It pays. He had integrity. Then the next thing is that he did not take advantage of Ruth after shacking, during the winnowing period. Naomi told Ruth, say, watch him after he has drunken and is merry. Go and lie down under his feet. He could have taken advantage of Ruth. After all, pastors are taking advantage of their members' wives, their daughters, their choir mistresses. All kinds of rubbish are taking place. Prominent men are taking advantage of their workers. But he was a good, disciplined man. Now, what could have been an extra advantage? Most likely he had an inheritance from Salmon and from Rahab. Could have had an inheritance. Real estate. Real estate pays in the times of scarcity. When COVID came, it was my farm, my real estate I went to. It is from there that we are listening to each other. Real estate. Remember the Shunammite woman? She had real estate. She left for some time, came back to her real estate. I keep advising you in the diaspora, live in both worlds. Have real estates in the United States, in Europe, anywhere, and then have real estate in Nigeria. The next thing is that he must have had wells. He must have had wells. Isaac had wells. Abraham had wells. Jacob had wells. You see, you must design something that can sustain you in the midst of scarcity. Something that can water your life. The one in John chapter 4, I told you, was very deep, 138 feet deep when it was excavated in 1945. It was dug by Jacob, gave it to Joseph in 1774 BC. Had wells. What is it that your children can benefit from many years after you have departed? What structures have you had down? Now, one of the problems I said in my previous video is that Africans run away from their family businesses to go and work for others who have maintained their own family businesses. If you are working for Dangote, Dangote is not the first billionaire in his family. His grandfather was a billionaire. His great-grandfather migrated from somewhere into Nigeria. But they've preserved the business. My children, if they are wise, they don't need to base all their lives in Europe. I have laid a solid foundation that they can build on, institutions, businesses, that all of us, though we have our different businesses, we can build on. But the problem is that these children of the elites, when they go overseas, they see it as a time of enjoyment and to do bonlanle pepper them for those people who are back here in Nigeria. You'll be shocked. By the time you come back, you might be surprised that people have gone far beyond you and your father's wealth will have expired. So he had an inheritance, he preserved it. Then He had a structure and a system. He had a foreman, so he didn't need to be there to work manually. He had somebody working there. I have a big place where I farm. I don't need to be there to farm. I pay people to farm. I have a foreman who does the supervision of the farms for me. He was transactional. He had influence, and the grace of God was upon him. Remember, I have a webinar coming up on the 21st of February. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. Live in both worlds. Nigeria is shaking now, but there's still something left that the devil has not taken, and some of us are benefiting from it. God bless you.